Hello everyone and welcome back to this week's special video, and this is my second time recording because the first recording failed, so yeah, please respect my time and effort I put into this video. It also took a long time to plan a very mathy kind of video. I had to calculate averages, look at numbers on the tier list because they're not numbered, so I had to count them myself. It took a long time. It took me like an hour or so to set up this list and next week's list, also an hour. So I'd appreciate it if you leave a like, subscribe. We're getting close to 200 and there's 2 special videos for that video. But yeah, let's talk about this level. Calculating the best level sets in the game. For this week's video, I'm not including tertiary bonuses or like old versions. Next week's video, I will be including tertiary bonuses for a reason I'll specify next week. But for here, it's just 2 levels. And I will tell you guys the average. Basically, the lower your average number is, the better your placement on this list will be. With all of that being said, let's get right into our honorable mentions. 17th place. Alright, and 17th place, we have Twilight Karst Cave in 70th place on the tier list, and Axel Waltz in 17th place on the tier list, coming out to an average of 43.5. Just so you guys know, I'll be playing the lower rated levels as well, because I feel like I don't get to talk about them as much. Next week, I'll be playing the higher rated levels, because, yeah. But I'll talk about Twilight Karst Cave. I do think it is a little bit underrated. I think the community hates on it a little too much. It has a pretty fun soundtrack, vibe, whatever. I do like the decoration. It's really cute and all of that. Axolotls. It's very nice. I do love it a lot. Soundtrack's also pretty solid. Not my favorite, but I mean, it's definitely a good end to Season 2. With that being said, Axel Waltz has probably one of my favorite soundtracks in the game. Definitely top 15, probably top 10, honestly. I don't know if it's top 5. It's still up there, which is enough to carry it to 17th place. Also, the fact that it's just a really fun level to play, especially for a 3-star. Definitely cooked with that level. I have a lot more complaints about this level because this is actually an A tier level right now. Anything below 57th place is A tier. Anything above 58th place is S tier. So, there's that. And that's pretty much all I have to say about this level set. It is an honorable mention after all, so I don't have too much to say. In 16th place, we have Newborn in 69th place on the tier list, right above Twilight Karst Cave. And Breaking in 16th place on the tier list, right above Axel Waltz, coming out to an average of 42.5. Exactly 1 above the last placement. And I mean, they're really close together. They kind of suffer from the same flaws and excel at the same things. They have a good route, honestly, for the most part. Both have very solid songs. And Newborn is just... it's kind of in the same boat as Twilight Karst Cave, where it has a good route most time. There's some screw-ups. Just one of those average co-creation levels that would definitely be like in the middle of my list, as you guys saw from last week's video ranking all co-creations. If you haven't seen it, go watch that. It's a fun watch. Very requested, I could say that. But it's just kind of placing it middle on the list because it's kind of average. Breaking has an amazing soundtrack, definitely the best F777 soundtrack in the game. And it is also, I mean, now that I'm recording, it's the second co-creation with mystery boxes because of Trailblaze, but it was the only one for a while until July of this year. So for around like 8 months, it had that title. Yeah, it's fine. I don't have too much to say about this level set as well. It's an honorable mention. What else is there to say for the most part? So yeah, 16th place, almost making the list. Coming in at 15th place on this list, we have Legendary Racing, 55th place, and Blazing Tracks, 19th place, coming out to an average of 37. It's a pretty big jump from 16th to 15th, and that's why you could see where the list clearly starts. And Legendary Racing, by far the best Creo soundtrack in the game. I don't even argue with me about that. Competition Park soundtrack is not that good. Don't argue with me. But yeah, no, this is just a really solid level as well. The retexture is really the boost that it needed to push it into S tier, and is probably what's keeping Blazing Tracks in there as well, although I think it probably would have been there even without the retexture. This level just feels really nice. It does give off that racetrack vibe. However, Blazing Tracks does everything that I just said about this level and makes it even better. Not only does it have probably my second favorite F777 soundtrack in the game, it also just makes me feel like we're on a racetrack even more than this level, especially with all the random speed boosts and unused obstacles that we get to see in that level. It definitely just feels much more like a racetrack, which is very appreciated considering that's the theme of the level. Themes look very solid after the retexture, both of them. I prefer the blue one, actually. After the retexture, before it I would have said the yellow one. Yeah, just two very solid levels, both in S tier. This is the first set on this list, and certainly not our last, where both levels are in the S tier. And it's really no surprise. They're just such solid levels. And that's pretty much all I have to say about both of these ones. In 14th place on this list, we have Pipeline in 53rd place. Hub in 15th place, coming out to an average of 34. The thing about Pipeline that I think just makes me put it so low in the S tier is that sometimes its difficulty can just be very, challenging for a 5-star. And I know technically it's rated as a 6-star, but then why aren't we putting it in that category? I don't really need to play this level much. I mean, I could just kind of go back to Hub because that's better. The Hub, I guess I'll talk about Hub first, has just an incredible soundtrack, definitely in my top 10, probably in my top 5, and is very underrated. If you guys haven't watched my underrated levels video, you can go check that one out too. Spoiler incoming if you haven't watched it. I put this level in 2nd place because, yeah, a lot of people do underrate this level. It's because of the mover situation, but it really, just to me, does represent a sewer system, which is what this level is supposed to be about anyway, so I think that this placement's pretty justified. I mean, anyway, it's my list anyway, so. And as for Pipeline, it has a solid soundtrack. It's definitely a good one. Not as good as Hub, and the route is just a little annoying sometimes. I mean, you could say that this route's annoying too, but I don't know. I feel like Pipelines should just be rated differently. You could argue that this level could be rated differently as well, and I'm just kind of being hypocritical here, but I don't care. I don't know. I just personally like this level more, but still, both are pretty solid entries, and that's all I have to say, and they are very deserving of 14th place on this list. In 13th place on this list is the Spectre, 41st place. The Spectre Remix, 26th place, coming out to an average of 33.5, barely beating out our last placement. And this is not our only Alan Walker set on this list. You'll see the other one much later. But I'm also watching the Spectre Remix because that's the only video I have on my channel. This is my own video, so I could do that. I prefer the Spectre Remix because of its difficulty and its song actually being better than the original version, in my opinion. Not to say that the original version is bad or anything. Obviously, they're both an S tier, but I think the 1UP cameo here actually makes a lot of sense because this feels like a very depressing part of the soundtrack, and honestly, the song itself is kind of depressing anyway. So the gray, dark theme really does fit here, I think. I know a lot of people complain about it, but I think it actually works really well here. And as for the Spectre, obviously Alan Walker songs are always going to do pretty well, I feel like, because of the soundtrack alone. The only exception being Alone, because its ending route is just awful. Some of the worst routing design I've ever seen. However, both of these levels do everything correctly. I mean, you just have to pay for them. I never actually got to play the full version of these levels, which kind of sucks because, I mean, it cuts you off right here, so the video would end anyway. But, they look fun for what I've seen. I actually don't have any experience playing them, because I never unlocked them myself. But I think 13th place is pretty justified here. In 12th place on this list, and the first bonus level on this list to rank worse than its main level, we have Chronos, 13th place, Eternity, 47th place, averaging an average of 30. Eternity is my favorite one star in the game. However, 47th place does seem a little low for it, but it's a 1 star. I mean, what else can I really say? 1 stars are kind of boring, but like this one does well with what it had. Same thing could be said for Workshop too, except I'd put that in high 8s here. They both did pretty good things for what they had. This one more so, with amazing decoration, great soundtrack that really does fit the level, and they even use the new mechanics that this level set introduced fairly decently, I'd say. The slowdown right here with the song actually works really well. As you go into the portal and come out and it speeds up, it's just a really nice idea. And as for Chronos, it has a beautiful soundtrack. It utilizes every element, including the animated themes, just even better than Eternity. Not to say that Eternity uses them bad, but like Chronos is just, it's chef's kiss, you know. It's just really good. And this level has some music sync too, which is awesome. It even has some cool like things. You don't have to use a single jump pad in this level. So overall, this set does a pretty good job. This level also is the first 1 star to have crowns. So this level did break a lot of records for the game, which is fairly interesting, in all honesty. I mean, yeah, that's all I have to say for this level set. Chronos, amazing main level. I know it's JJGH's favorite level. It's close to my top 10, still my top 15. And then this level is also pretty solid too. So, 12th place. In 11th place is a surprising hit. Man, Westland, 52nd place. Desolate Area, 5th place, averaging 28.5. Not even making the top 10. A top 5 level, not in the top 10. That's crazy. And it's all because of its main level. Not that its main level is bad. Obviously, you heard me say earlier, if it's above 57, it's in S tier. But still, that's a low S tier placement. And that's because I think the soundtrack could have done a little better. It's not like lacking. It's fine. It's probably my second favorite Krio song. It's in the middle of the 3 that we have in my ranking of them. It has a solid route. It's a average 4 star, probably on the easier side. Nothing too special to say about it. Desolate Area just has an amazing soundtrack, a phenomenal route, a fun weekly match which does not play any part in its ranking. I just love to say that every time I mention it. And, you know, just honestly just a solid level overall. It's very interchangeable with the other levels near it, but still 5th place is where it is right now. This level is where it is mostly, in my opinion, because of this part right here. This is by far just one of my favorite parts of any level in general, because I did not expect this. This was one of the only levels in 2024 that I played without even watching the video first. So I did not know this was coming. This was crazy to me. I did not expect this. And I will still advocate that this level set needs a tertiary bonus for that. It would, if I was doing tertiary bonus sets, that would increase this level's. It would probably, if they did it well, it would definitely increase this level set's placement, for sure. But as of right now, 11th place is where it sits, barely missing out on that top 10. Kicking off our top 10, though, we have a two-way. We have a tie, actually, a two-way tie. In Polar Exploration and Poor Night Wandering V1. I'm using V1 here. Poor Night Exploration, 45th place, and Poor Night Wandering V1, 11th place. averaging out to a total of 28. The reason this is higher than our next placement is because the level that is higher on the list, Poor Night Wandering V1, it has a spot that is one lower than the next level, which is 10th place on my list. That is how I'm determining it. Determining it, whatever. You get the way. But as for Poor Exploration, I don't talk about it much. I think that the soundtrack is what's lacking the most, honestly. Route is really fun, honestly, and Deco is some of the best I've ever seen. As you guys saw in my deeper dive, go check that out. Episode 192. Very confident in that number. And it's just such a fun level to come back to, because I actually don't come back to it that often, and I feel like I don't talk about it often enough, because it's just really good. Obviously, Poor Night Wandering is the first version. Actually, no, that level just has a lot of controversy anyway. So everyone just thinks of Poor Night Wandering, and this level is honestly swept under the rug quite a bit. But it does deserve credit where it's due. Obviously, Poor Night Wandering V1 is going to be better. It's 11th place. It's iconic. It's Declan Hugo's. It's amazingly routed by the man, the myth, the legend, Declan Hugo. Removed, stupidly, Minimax. You know the drama with that. It was kind of hard for me to, like, figure out how to calculate stuff for this level, considering there is an old and a new version. However, I just ended up going with the version that ranked better, which is also what's going to happen if something else like this happens again. But yeah, I feel like that's a good way to rank it. So this level kicks off our top 10. In 9th place, we have Amusement Park, 10th place, and Midnight Go Round, 46th place. This level is one spot below Polar Exploration, and Amusement Park is one spot above Poor Night Wandering. They both average 28, so this is a tie. However, I'm putting this level set in 9th place because I just kind of like the theming more a little bit. Also, the Amusement Park has a higher number than Poor Night Wandering V1, so that's how I decided that, mainly. Still, Midnight Go Round often gets criticized for having just boring routing with the backwards pads, but I think it actually works very well here because they're using the gimmick very frequently and it works very well. However, Amusement Park just does that 10 times better with the environment, the fireworks. Sure, there's fireworks here, but I think Amusement Park just does it 10 times better with it carries the energy with that energetic soundtrack. The routing just feels really good. I mean, the routing feels good in both of them, but it just feels so much more eccentric in that level, and it really does give me the real vibes of an amusement park. Nothing in that level feels off, and I just love everything about it. This level has a few minor issues, I'd say, with the routing feeling a little slow at points. However, the part at the end with like all 3 gems right next to each other is really cool in my opinion. I think it's just an awesome thing that I'm surprised it took them this long to like find a level to use the reverse pad gimmick with, considering it's been in the game since Midnight Carnival. Ironically, it has Carnival in the name, and we kind of got a Carnival themed level that used it like that. So, kind of interesting when you look back on that. Overall, fun level set, and I think it's quite deserving of 9th place on this list and the winner of the tie. So, we have in 8th place, Faded, 27th place, and Faded Remix, 28th place, averaging out to a score of 27.5. And fun fact, when I initially did this list and recorded it first, it was still the Toy Blocks update, so Trailblaze hadn't come out. And it was also tied with the last 2, which had the same score, 27.5. But then Trailblaze came out and got a worse score than both of these levels on the list, but a better score than 2 of the levels in. It got a better rating than Poor Exploration and Midnight Go Round, pushing them back by 0.5 on the average. So this level actually overtook the tie. Fun fact. Now talking about the actual levels. We have Faded Remix. This is my video, by the way. Which is just honestly such a joy. I love the soundtrack here. It's especially in that last part. Oh my gosh, it sounds so good. And the routing here is also just really awesome. Very fun. And as for Faded, I mean, it's the longest level in the game. Some people say it's a dream of 7 years. I still think Faded is. They're basically the same. Such a nostalgic level. Honestly, the soundtrack carries it so hard, but also just the time-themed obstacles. It's such an innovative idea. I love that they did that, and it was a level that I very early on wanted to make a deeper dive about, so I did. It's one of my earliest deeper dives because I'm like, I really enjoy this level. Whereas Faded Remix is one of my latest. It probably just came out or is about to come out. So, I mean, that's kind of the difference here. It's really close between them. They're not really interchangeable. I think Faded will always win, but I think it's very deserving that they're right next to each other on the list, which is why their average is literally 27.5, which is in between 27 and 28, which is what these levels are. So that's how averages work. That's what you'll see with first place on this list. They're right next to each other. So, yeah. 8th place. In 7th place, we have Shining Waves in 44th place and Sunshine Ocean in 4th place, averaging out to a score of 24. Shining Waves is very interesting because of its soundtrack, and I think the way they designed the level around the soundtrack just works insanely well. Where in these orange themes, it's more chaotic, excluding this first one. And in the blue themes, it's just much more calm. Very calm in its routing, very calm, in how many obstacles there are. But then you hear the soundtrack start to pick up. You're like, okay, something's gonna happen. And then right here, it happens. The route just goes crazy with the soundtrack. You even have these crab things that make it a cameo in Trailblaze. That's just how cool they are. And I just love how they did that. My only issue with this level is that the soundtrack is calm for half of the entire level, which is from this part until 70%, and it's just very boring. There's nothing happening here. There is a crown, but it's one of the easiest crowns in all of co-creation. So, not very much to say there. Overall, this level's only problem. And then Sunshine Ocean has just one of the best soundtracks in the entire game, and does the routing even better. It uses the animated themes to the best of its ability, using the circle one as a water rippling effect. It uses the bubbles much better, and it's just so much better in this level. Not to say this level's bad, but there's just a huge difference between this level and Sunshine Ocean in quality. So Sunshine Ocean is definitely the carry level of this set. Every set has a carry level, except for the ones that are right next to each other. So 8th place and 1st place, and probably another one that I'm forgetting. But in most sets, there's a carry level, and this set, and Sunshine Ocean is the carry level of this set. It's just so good, and it's holding this level set to 7th place on this list right here. Speaking of level sets that don't have a carry level, we have the Wizard of Oz 22nd place and Emerald City 21st place, which averages out to 21.5, obviously, because they're right next to each other. So, yeah, that made my life easier when averaging these. The Wizard of Oz is so awesome because at the beginning here, you see that there's a glass path, which obviously just represents the yellow brick road from the movie that you're supposed to follow the path. So, love the reference right there. If you haven't seen Wizard of Oz, I'm surprised you haven't. It's kind of an iconic movie. Seeing that I have, twice I think, I can understand this level. But more so, this level I feel tries to mimic a 2016 level, and I'm all here for it because it does it correctly. It totally makes me feel nostalgic for 2016, even though this level has nothing really to do with it. It doesn't have any crowns. It has 20 gems, and it also reuses, I think, 4 or 5 different obstacles from other levels. You have the bats there, which technically aren't an obstacle, but it's a thing. You have these fire things from Relics, the trees from Forest, and you even have the spiders and the cobweb from Cobweb, Midnight Carnival, and Midnight or Halloween Escape. So that's really cool. You even have these power-ups here. What I love is that they have the switch power-ups hidden in the level. I think they're invisible or under something, and you can't see it, but you're actually activating them because that's just how they work. And I love that they use like the hidden mechanic of that to their advantage here. I've talked a lot about this level. Emerald City, 3rd place on my underrated list. It's very underrated, very hated by the community for some reason. I think it's awesome with its soundtrack, feeling like you're getting chased by something. It's my favorite 5-star bonus. It's even ranked higher than this level, just a little bit. These two, I'd say, are pretty interchangeable. Now, I'd say, a while ago, I would have put Emerald City a lot higher, but now I think they're probably just interchangeable with each other. I like the blue theme. I like the green theme too, though. Kind of interchangeable, but still very deserving of 6th place on this list. Barely missing out on top 5. Speaking of levels in the top 5, we have Time Machine in 5th place and Nirvana in 35th place, coming out to an average of 20.5. Now you might be asking, Casual, why are you playing Time Machine if it's ranked higher than Nirvana? And that's because I have to watch an ad to play Nirvana, and I don't want to do that right now. So, we're going to play Time Machine. This level, I mean, you've heard me talk about this level. It was also on my underrated levels list. It's very fun, very nostalgic because of the theme cameos. It makes me, the soundtrack is honestly so amazing. It is quite interchangeable with, I'd say, that 3rd place through 7th place. I could put it anywhere. Right now it's in the dead center of that. In my opinion, just beautiful level. Honestly, it just makes me reminisce so much. Makes me excited for what's to come for the 10th anniversary of this game. And I gotta say, Nirvana doesn't disappoint either. These were the first 2 levels, anniversary levels, that actually really made me feel nostalgic. Trailblaze can now be the 4th, technically, because A Dream of 7 Years did that too. I just didn't really feel that until after these 2 levels came out as much. But still, yeah, no, these 4 are just the 4 horsemen of make me feel nostalgic. But Nirvana was the original, honestly, I'd say. And that's why it's in 35th place. It's a 6-star, so it is kind of annoying at times with its mystery box routes. That's why it's lower on the list. However, I would rank it above Trailblaze and A Dream of 7 Years, because it is ranked higher than those on my list. Just by barely. It's 2 spaces ahead of Trailblaze and 4 ahead of A Dream of 7 Years. But still, 2 very solid levels. If you don't include Revival, it's crying in the corner. But trust me, if we did include Revival, these 2 levels would not be on the list, let alone in the top 5. In 4th place, we have a level I don't think I really ever talk about. Kingdom War, 23rd place, and Battle Bastion I talk about a lot, 7th place, coming out to an average of 15. Yeah, I feel like I haven't really talked about Kingdom War in quite a while, so let's talk about it, considering this level is my 11th deeper dive ever. I have not talked about this level a lot. And it's a banger. It is truly just such a fun level to play, with an amazing theme, a really fun soundtrack, and nothing inherently bad about it. Just nothing really compares to the top 22 above it. That are just a little better. So nothing really bad. Just a very solid level, amazing soundtrack, such a fun theme. I've always liked the green and blue theme better. I mean, honestly, I've always preferred it to Battle Bastion's theme. I just love Battle Bastion's soundtrack a lot more. Moving on to Battle Bastion, you've heard me talk about it. It was my 3rd place level, best level of 2024. I mean, it still is my best level of 2024, because at the time, that's what it was. But, I mean, it was in 3rd place for so long until it was dethroned by Magic House, and I dropped Interstellar Leap. Yeah, and now it's in 7th place, but 7th place is still in the top 10, so that's nothing to be complaining about. The soundtrack is still is as good as ever, and the route, honestly, still nothing to complain about too. The routing on both of these levels, soundtrack, decoration, everything, it's just really good. Yeah, it's just really good. So very deserving of a top 5 placement here. Some people would be probably really surprised to see this level in the top 4. because I don't talk about this level a lot. It's one of those sleeper picks, I feel like. That it's like I have them in my top 25 because they're just that good. In third place, bronze medal, top 3. The reason you probably clicked on this video. The Sea, 9th place, and SeaWorld, 14th place, coming out to an average of 11.5. The thumbnail is probably why you clicked on this video or saw the post. Yeah. They are a dynamic duo. They are. They work really well together because their soundtracks are both very similar to one another. Even Tsunami is, but they're crying in a corner, and I don't care about them. Once again, if I included tertiary bonuses in this level, we'd have a really weird top 10. Like, we would have an insanely weird top 10 if I included tertiary bonuses. Because we'd have, like, levels like Legendary Racing and Blazing Tracks in the top 10, probably. So, it'd be weird. That's why I didn't include them here, and I include them next week, because it's not really weird then. Still, amazing deco, a rolling sea theme. This was the first of its time. Now we have, like, 7 levels that are like that. If you include Lighthouse Alley and Beach Harbor. So, that's... I don't have too much to say about these levels. They're both very solid, both in my top 15. Love the purple theme, just love it. So awesome, so fun, very, very, very fun. And the soundtrack is definitely just a carry factor of both of these levels. This set is one that I wouldn't say has too much of a carry factor. I mean, obviously the Sea is higher, but they're both very close to each other. And this is probably my second or third favorite Cheetah Mobile level, and the Sea is definitely my favorite. Still, the Sea gets beaten by 8 other levels, and that's why these two are in third place, bronze medal. In second place, silver medal, we have Chess Fortress, first place, favorite level in the game, and Crisscross, 20th place, coming out to an average of 10.5. Just so you guys know, first place on this list has an average of 2.5. This level was lost to that set by 8 points. That's just how good the top 2 levels are. Now, Chess Fortress, you've heard me talk about way too many times. It's my favorite level in the game. Y'all know why. If you don't, literally watch any of my older videos. My 4th episode of Deeper Dive, I talk about it. I talk about why Chess Fortress is my favorite level in so many videos, to the point where in my top 15 ranking of 2025, I literally just talked about something else the entire time. While I played through it. It's so obvious. But I feel like I don't talk about Crisscross a lot. Crisscross is a bonus. It's fine. I think the soundtrack is the reason it's so low. Low is relative here. It's just, it's okay. It's fine, and it's pretty good. It's just definitely not up there with Chess Fortress. It needs to have, like, all aspects. And yeah, I mean, I don't have a lot to say about Crisscross, honestly. That's why it's so low here. It has a decent route. It's fun. The reason it's up here is because the decoration, and chess is a real life interest, in all honesty. That's why I don't talk about it a lot. It was really hard for me to make that deeper dive because I really don't have a lot to say about it in general. And for those reasons, Chess Fortress hard carries this level set into second place, silver medal, only losing to first place, Magic House, second place on the tier list, and Delusion Circle, third place on the tier list, averaging 2.5, because that's how averages work. This level just came out, but even when I filmed it before, I filmed this before Delusion Circle even came out, and I put it in third place. It's very deserving of third place. However, it's in that little jumble of I could put this in third place or I could put this in 7th place. Those levels, still, very, very good. I've talked about Magic House a lot, so I feel like I really don't need to talk about that a lot either. Every gem has a purpose, great soundtrack, best in the game. This level has the second best soundtrack in the game, I think. I've decided on that now. Not only that, love the decoration. The idea of this level is also very cool. Some people are saying this level's A tier, and like, it should have been faster, a little harder. I agree. I think it should have been a 5-star bonus. It would have been very similar to Emerald City. I think it could have done that and pulled it off fine. But I'm okay with it being a 2-star because we hadn't gotten a 2-star in a while. Since Accumulator, I think. Not counting Co-Creation. This level was very nice, honestly. And I feel like I feel the energy in this level, even though it's going so slow. I mean, like, they did the best they had. They used the animated themes, like the stars right there you just saw. And it works really well, I feel. I have a lot more to commentate on this level now that it's been out for a few days. Actually, it's been out 1 day. But, oh well. I mean, I still like it a lot. I constantly have the soundtrack stuck in my head. It's so good. It's very awesome. I kind of contemplate putting it in the best, but I don't know. We'll see for now. I don't want recency bias to get the best of me here. Still, very solid set. And that is why they are deserving of first place, gold medal, best level set in the entire game. But that is going to do it for this week's special video, guys. Check out next week's special video, which will be the worst level sets in the game, on August 7th. And I'll see y'all in the next one.